大家好。
And what do you think about Chinese language?
It's bad.
When was the first time you know about Taiwan?
What are you talking about? Hidden places. Come on now. Language barrier.
But why do you decide?
I'm gonna be the best writer ever because I love ocean. And I was mesmerized to study the Chinese language.
And do you remember your first impression about Taiwan?
Smell. Stinky tofu. I've been living here in Taipei for a year and a half. I am fascinated.
Well, how long are you planning to stay here in Taiwan?
大家好, my name is Agata and I'm from Poland. I've been living here in Taipei, Taiwan for a year and a half right now. And I love it, so I hope you will enjoy our talk.
Well, the first question I wanted to ask you, when was the first time you know about Taiwan?
Right. So the first time when I found out about Taiwan was thanks to my lifelong friend from Poland who used to be my neighbor as well. Then she moved out from the city where we were both living in to study the Chinese language. She got into a scholarship program in Kaohsiung in Taiwan. So this is how I learned about Taiwan through my friend who was telling me, oh, I just went to Taiwan for a scholarship program. It's amazing. I'm loving it. You should come and visit. And then I thought, you know what? Why not? I'm coming to visit you. And this is how my journey with Taiwan started, how my adventure with Taiwan started.
Because you've been to so many countries before you come to Taiwan, but why do you decide to come exactly here? Not to stay in Canada, not to stay in New York, not to stay in Vietnam or anywhere else?
That is an excellent question, and I think having that contrast with all these different countries that are so remarkable on their own made me realize what I was looking for in a place that I wanted to live in more permanently. Why Taiwan? I think Taiwan has this amazing energy where you can attract things that you want more easily. And I feel like where I'm here, everything that I wish for manifests. Many different factors are combined to create that space and this feeling. So people are very open-minded, people are very welcoming, even if sometimes there's a language barrier. There's this kindness, so I really like that. And one day I think, oh, it would be great to try surfing, and then the opportunity presents itself.
Oh, okay, this is really interesting. Because you came here to Taiwan to visit your friend first, and do you remember your first impression about Taiwan, when you just came here?
I remember when I was on the train from Taiwan airport to Taipei main station, and on that train, it was a bit gloomy. It was February, and I saw the Taiwanese nature and landscape for the first time, and I was mesmerized. And then it was an urban jungle, but with real nature. So I remember that was one of the first impressions, and I was just fascinated. And then another thing was the smell, the humidity, and all those spices and stinky tofu. So many different sensory stimulations that combined were very overwhelming. So that's one of my first impressions for you.
Okay, this is cool. And that time did you try stinky tofu or not?
Yes,
you did.
Yes, I tried it. I loved it.
Seriously?
I loved it, and I think that some of the French cheese is more stinkier. And more overpowering in terms of flavors and smells.
So maybe from 0 to 10 points, how many points will you give to stinky tofu?
Oh, 10.
10?
Oh, 10. I'm a fan. I'm an absolute fan. I don't eat it as often because I try to stay away from fried foods as much as possible. I try to really eat clean and healthy. But I love stinky tofu. I love stinky tofu. It's so special. It's so unique.
Okay, that's perfect.
For that.
Because you mentioned that you've been to some other Asian countries, right? And what do you think is the main difference between the other Asian countries you've been to and Taiwan?
So I haven't been to many. I've been to Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia. Taiwan to me seems a lot more organized. It seems a lot more orderly. It seems there are certain structures that are working very well, that are put in place. For example, the Easy Card. You can use one Easy Card for the whole country, for the whole island, and you can use it in stores, you can use it to rent U-bikes, you can use it for so many different things. And I think it's very convenient. So when I think about Taiwan, I think convenience. So being here and living here, it's very convenient. Whereas Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, I would not say is it's as convenient. I think that on some part it's a little bit more challenging and also exciting because there are certain structures that are not put in place yet, transportation or figuring certain things out, or English translation.
It's like another adventure.
Right. So it's a lot more adventurous. So it feels a bit more structured.
Okay. And what do you think about Chinese language? Have you had the chance to learn it, or what do you think? Do you think it's difficult, or what is your overall thinking about Chinese language?
I am fascinated by the Chinese language. I think it's fascinating. I think the visual representation of the words, it's mesmerizing. In terms of difficulty, I would say you definitely need to be committed and you need to have the resolve to learn it, and you need to put time aside. And I think that I struggle a little bit with the to be systematic to learn it, because I really want to learn it and speak it, but I feel like I do not put a certain amount of time every week to really learn it and to really practice.
I want to ask you, do you have Chinese name? Did you get it or not?
Oh yes, I do have it. I'm not sure if I pronounce it correctly. It's Yu Zi Hai.
Okay.
Yu Zi Hai.
And how did you get your Chinese name?
Okay, so that's again my friend, my lifelong friend. I was staying with her. It was, I think, during that Christmas time. The second time I went to Taiwan, we were having Christmas dinner, and I told her that I want to have a Chinese name and that I want to have ambition and willpower in it, and ocean or some water, because I love ocean. And then they came up with this name. But I get it a lot that it's a name for a guy more than it's a name for a girl. But it's okay. Maybe I'll change it. Maybe not. I just got my name cards for my office.
So you use it there, right?
Yeah, it's already there. It's on my badge. I already got a stamp, so maybe I'll keep it.
For this time, you live here, did you face any difficulties, or maybe when the first time you come here, you faced any difficulties that time,
So I remember I wanted to buy tofu, and then I had a difficulty pronouncing it right. And to me, it seemed like I was pronouncing it perfectly, but the lady couldn't understand it, and I was repeating it, saying it over and over again, and the lady was like, what are you talking about? And then she asked another person, and was like, come on now, I'm saying tofu. How can it be so difficult to say it? So I think that was a little challenge to not get discouraged and take it as a learning process and not see it as, I'm never gonna say it right, or I'm never gonna communicate well, to, okay, it might take a little bit more time to master, but it's okay, it's fine. I want that, because I want to be able to order tofu.
And for the, do you have any things you like about Taiwan, or maybe top things you like?
So many. I love how open-minded and adventurous people are, the people that I meet, and thanks to them I get to learn so many new things. For example, fire spinning, or what else? For example, surfing. Surfing is another thing, or different kinds of sports, or bouldering and climbing, or I haven't done river tracing yet, but I'm planning to do river tracing, or just hiking, different hikes. And what I really like is that people here are very active. So whenever I meet with someone, or rollerblading, or badminton, or just running or biking, there's so many activities that you can do. And then the infrastructure is perfect. It's really nice. There's bike lanes, and there's so many things you can do. And people actually like to meet and do these activities together. And I recently signed up for Muay Thai class with my friend, and that's exciting. I mean, that's indoors too, but it's so exciting. And I think that in Poland, I don't think I would even have that openness and eagerness to try it, but here it's like, yeah, of course I want to try it. Of course I want to have that experience. So I think this is my top one thing. That there's all these new things that are just waiting to be explored, and there's always someone, at least one person or two people who are willing to have that experience, or who are willing to teach me, or to show me, or join me. So
okay, that's perfect. Do you have any things you don't like about Taiwan?
I think there's all these things that I love about Taiwan. I think the urban noise, it's something that I find a bit challenging sometimes to cope with. Now it has gotten a lot better. I'm also in the search of a new apartment. So now I will be looking to have a place that's more on the outskirts of Taiwan. Yes, I think this is one part that I'm not a big fan of. Like there is a lot of motorbikes.
Did you learn how to ride a bike or not?
I'm learning now.
Oh, I do.
So keep your fingers crossed. I'm learning. I practiced yesterday. It's getting better. I'm gonna be the best rider ever. It's gonna take a little bit of time, but yeah.
For how long are you planning to stay here in Taiwan?
That is a really good answer.
Okay, yeah, okay.
That is a really good question, and I do not have an answer yet.
Okay, so like as long as you like maybe
Definitely
like,
for a little bit. I think there is many lessons for me to learn. I think there are so many experiences. I definitely want to learn how to ride a scooter and ride it. And there's all these little villages that I visited a lot of Taiwan, but I feel like there's still these hidden places, these hidden gems in Taiwan. I still want to explore those. Well, definitely a year or two.
Okay.
Definitely a year or two, not less. And
Okay.
then let's take it from there. Let's feel it out and let's see how it goes.
Okay. For the last question, I want to ask you, like, if you have the chance, like, what would you change about Taiwan?
I think it would be related to that urban noise. For example, having a certain law that if your motorcycle or any electrical vehicle that you use to transport yourself, if it creates a noise that goes over a certain number of decibels, it's banned. You can't ride it. So there's no, making those super loud motorcycles that just pierce the sound at night.
Yeah, actually, I think even now it's illegal. It's just like people do it.
Oh, people do it. Okay, so yeah, maybe having a system that's more strict.
Okay, yeah.
I think I would love that, but it's, if it's still in place, it's fine. I like wearing my earplugs. I wear my earplugs. I bought like those, big
Big one.
noise blocking headphones too. So I think I'll get by. And maybe in terms of trash trucks, maybe having trash system in most of the buildings as opposed to waiting for the trash truck.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, right now I'm super lucky because when in an apartment that I live in, the trash truck comes 5 times a week, so it's amazing. So it's perfect, and there's this noise, and it's very communal, and it's adventurous to take out trash. But I think that in the place that I might live next, the trash truck will come probably like twice a week.
Oh.
Right, so I think that might be a bit of a challenge,
Okay,
but overall,
yeah.
Taiwan is such a great place.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much for
Thank you
sharing.
so much. I had such a great time.
Yeah, me too. I really like how you answer. It was really interesting. Thank you very much. And now let's say bye-bye together, okay? Okay, see you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.